Why China is in deep political crisis? As things are unfolding, because on October 16th, the 20th Party Congress, the Communist Party of China will be held. 20th Party Congress. It's a very important event, and what we have been gathering is there are three things. The first is that the mysterious disappearance of Chinese President XiJinping. Since his return from Tashkent in September, the SCO conference in Tashkent, he has not been seen. Rumors and rumors. I am not subscribing to such rumors, but that he has been under house arrest, that there was an attempted coup to replace him, the Chinese president, and many other things. So if China is in a deep political crisis and the 20th Party Congress is scheduled on October 16th, the second thing is that what will be the impact of that crisis on China and the world, because China is the world's second largest economy and is a major player, major stakeholder as far as global order is concerned. The third thing is a rift within the Communist Party of China, and that rift is basically those who are against Xi Jinping to continue. In 2018, the Chinese parliament amended a law, and in that law, the term of the president, which was restricted to only 2 terms, that was lifted. Now, President Xi can be re-elected for his 3rd term, 5-year term till 2028. So that is something which has created a crisis in China, and those who are against him, they are basically the elders, the reformers, and all those who were hit hard as a result of crackdown by the Chinese president on corruption and nepotism. It reminds one of a similar event which took place in People's Republic of China in 1971, September 1971, when the successor of the then chairman of Communist Party of China, Mao Zedong, Lin Biao, he was while he was trying to escape from China to Russia, his plane crashed in Inner Mongolia and he was killed. Lin Biao, who was number 2 in the hierarchy of Chinese Communist Party, and that led to a major crisis in China, September 1971. And Lin Biao was against normalization of relations with the United States, which was basically the brainchild of the then Chinese Prime Minister Zhou Enlai. I am not saying that the events of September 1971, in which several leading Communist Party, those who were turning against Mao Zedong and also Zhou Enlai, the same thing will happen today or is happening. But the fact is basically that China's moment of truth has come. For how long the Communist Party of China will control? On paper, there are 90 million members of Chinese Communist Party. The whole and the sole decision-making authority is the Politburo, composed of 26 Communist Party leaders. And President Xi, he is in power since 2012, and he wants another term, and who knows for how long he will be in power. So therefore, there were reports that President Xi being in trouble, and some of the Communist Party leaders who are against him, and they don't want him to retain himself in power. So that is something which we have to understand, the dynamics of China. And if China is destabilized from within, that is, Communist Party of China is in crisis. The Communist Party of China, which is the only force, according to the Communist Party leaders, which has kept China united. Otherwise, there is the issue in Xinjiang, there is the issue of Tibet, the issue of Hong Kong, and then the human rights, and of course the West is looking for an opportunity that if the Communist Party of China is divided, seriously divided, sharply divided, and President Jinping, he is neutralized, he is marginalized, he is removed from power, then two things will happen. The first thing will basically lead to a sharp decline in the Chinese economy, because under his leadership China has progressed tremendously. The concept of BRI, Belt and Road Initiative, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and the Chinese investments all over the world, the Chinese soft power, policy of soft power, the cultural diplomacy, all such things have matured during President Xi's term. So if he is no more, then China will face a difficult situation. The second thing is that the equation between the Chinese president and the Russian president, that is President Vladimir Putin and President Xi. If President Xi is replaced, if he is no more, then that equation will be gone. There will be no nexus between China and Russia, and this is what the West wants. So it is primarily a valuable opportunity for the United States, because there is existential conflict between the US and People's Republic of China on various issues. And the US President Joseph Biden recently said that the main threat which America faces today is from China and also from Russia. So to conclude, I would say that the Chinese Communist Party, if it is not united, it will lead to a major crisis. And then of course, what sort of a communist system China is following? Because in a communist system, in a Marxist system, there is no provision for private property. There is no scope, there is no space which is given to capitalism. But China has hundreds of millionaires and billionaires, and there is the corporate sector, vibrant corporate sector, and the Chinese business interests and are worldwide. So it's basically what is called as copycon, that is communism and capitalism, copycon. It's a mixture of the two, capitalism and communism, which cannot. And the other thing is that if the Communist Party of China loses its grip over power, because that is the only political party, China is not a democratic country per se. China is not a multi-party, where you have so many political parties. Only Communist Party of China is allowed to contest elections. That's not democracy. And then the West is after looking after opportunities, it wants to hit China as hard as possible as far as grey areas are concerned, that is Xinjiang, Tibet, Hong Kong, and of course the human rights issue. So I'm not saying that President Xi will meet the same fate of Lin Biao, but the fact is basically that if he is losing his support within the Communist Party and the 20th Party Congress, which is scheduled on October 16th, if it reflects sharp divisions and cleavages, he may be re-elected for another term, because the constitution has been amended. But that term will not be smooth sailing for him. That is certain. So therefore, what is possible is basically that how the statesmanship of President Xi and other Chinese Communist Party leaders who don't want their country to be ruined because of political squabblings and polarization. As far as the Communist Party is concerned, they want China to be number one. They want China to overtake the US as the world's leading power. And China, as an advocate of soft power, realizes that the only country which will have a pivotal role, which will have its influence and its clout in different parts of the world will be China. That will not be possible if there is internal rivalry or polarization within the Communist Party. Thank you very much.